Welcome to the Quantum Legacy series, where we revisit the original shortwave radio broadcasts of Dr. Robert Marshall, founder of Quantum Nutrition Labs. These episodes are a window into the early days of clean, quantum state nutrition, a philosophy that still drives everything we do at QNL today. Please note, this is archival content. Any product mentions, pricing, or special offers discussed may no longer be valid. Let's dive into this timeless broadcast and explore the legacy that helped shape the future of natural health.
The following program has been pre-recorded.
Dr. Marshall's comments have not been evaluated by the FDA and are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Welcome to HealthLine Now, hosted by world-renowned clinical nutritionist Dr. Robert Marshall, PhD, of Quantum Nutrition Labs. He believed that the secrets of optimal health lie not within costly techniques, but in the body's own theorized energy field. Using these concepts, Dr. Marshall touched the lives of countless people throughout the globe with this effective and insightful nutritional system, a methodology he coined as the quantum nutrition effect. Don't miss this nutritional legend whose insightful ideas revolutionized natural health care. To speak with an experienced representative regarding your own health concerns, please call Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. and weekends, 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. We hope you and your loved ones can experience the quantum nutrition effect. Please join us for HealthLine Now with Dr. Marshall.
Welcome to HealthLine Live. We're here to answer your nutrition and health-related questions. We got a little more time, so we can do a little teaching, and we can talk about some of the things that are really important to quality of life. Today, we're going to talk about the gallbladder. And of course, in Chinese medicine, the gallbladder is when you are having any issues with the gallbladder, you're called the angry person. It makes you irritable, and it's not a lot of fun. So we really want to understand how to support and promote the very best health for the gallbladder. And it really has a lot of jobs. First of all, it's meant to hold bile, which the liver produces, which contains waste products and toxins that the liver has taken out of your food. And so as you eat a meal and there's fat in the meal, the gallbladder, holding the liver's bile, will squirt some of that bile into the intestinal tract and work to emulsify the fats you've just eaten. But by the same issue, it's getting rid of the toxins that the liver has removed from the food, and it's also going to do a third job, precipitate excess cholesterol from the blood. So this guy's a little workhorse, and when things don't work so well, or if you've lost your gallbladder, you still want to stay tuned, because we've got to do a lot of the same things to make sure that you can achieve your best structure and function for the gallbladder. And this is really, really a big deal. Many of you may not even notice some of the early symptoms that the gallbladder needs some cleansing and tune-up, like burping and belching, little bumps on the back of your arm in the tricep area, difficulty falling asleep, intestinal gas, even when you're taking digestants. And this problem or troubles with the gallbladder can come on if we don't have adequate vitamin B6. B6 is the guy that keeps cholesterol in suspension in your bile. And without it, it begins to precipitate and make bile stones and just a big mess in the bile veins and in the gallbladder. And if it gets real bad, you may end up losing your gallbladder and being taken out surgically. And then the little bile veins are reconnected to the common bile duct. And usually in 3 or 4 years, the bile veins are all jammed up and you've got the same mess you had before, only it's even worse. So what we have to do for folks like that is to promote the ideal structure and function for the gallbladder, make sure there's enough B6, and also make sure that you've got something to promote a softening of any of the debris that might be in the bile veins or in the gallbladder itself. And that's our most wonderful little product called Gallbladder PG. And boy, is this nutrition that really works. You just take 2 or 3 teaspoons of this after breakfast, maybe in 4 to 8 ounces of water, and you drink that down, and you're going to use that for about 4 months. And we usually recommend that after about 3 weeks, you start coffee enemas. Nothing will give you more beautiful hair and skin, and you can look up online the studies on the coffee enemas and see all the other spectacular benefits you can get. We provide a coffee enema bucket and what you'll need, and you can just ask the order line for that. And we also offer gallbladder support. Now, the first product was a liquid gallbladder PG. The second one is capsules. And this guy's objective is to promote a dilation of the neck of the gallbladder so you can blow out any junk that's already in there. Just give a buzz to our order line, 800-370-3447. That's 800-370-3447. All right, this is Dr. Bob Marshall. This is HealthLine Live, and we're answering your nutrition and health-related questions. Let's go to Paul in Modesto, and he's got some joint pain. So let's see if we can catch him. Are you there, Paul?
Yes. Hello, Dr.
Hi there.
Thank you for taking my call.
You're welcome. How old a man are you, and how much do you weigh?
I'm 55, and I weigh 200.
Okay. And so what's the deal with the joints? Has it just begun recently, or has this been going on a while?
It's off and on. Pain in my elbows and my shoulders.
Okay. Well, the most common reason that this is happening is that you have what's known as an acid pH, and this is the first morning urine pH. Okay? And I think you'll find that when you shift this urine pH, you feel great, you're stronger, and the beauty of having this little problem is you can convert the adversity to your advantage and give yourself many good years of life. So look upon this as a blessing. So our first job is going to be, if you're eating meat, fish, poultry, eggs, and dairy products 3 times a day, to reduce to once a day. That'll be plenty of protein. Okay? That would be step 1. Step 2, now if you do really hard workouts, then I would like the main protein meal to be within an hour of the workout, okay?
Okay, yeah, I do. I'm a crossfitter, so.
I had a feeling you might be really pushing the body. And that then spends the minerals. So the 2 things we're going to have to do. Number 1, you'll get a roll of pH paper, and you check your first morning urine pH. Tear off a little strip, pass it through the urine stream, match the color it changes to the chart on the back. Your goal is to be green, and it's perfect. You want to, green means go. So you may find your acid is all get out, it's yellow, or you're even blue, which means that not only don't you have enough minerals, but the body is in such a situation that it has to manufacture ammonia to buffer your urine. That's what takes it above the 7.0 marker. Okay, so how do we move this? Typically, if the kidneys are good, there's no leg swelling, no weird stuff going on, no Baker's cyst, then we would go to coral powder. It's the cheapest way to go and excellent product. And then with it, you'd get something called D3 Gold. You start with a half teaspoon of coral in the morning. You could mix it in orange juice or whatever you like. But if you mix it in something that's slightly acid, like our aloe, that's what I prefer to use, you'll be able to absorb it much better. The D3, we want about 6 drops. And at your age, we want to put that in 1 ounce of water. And you're going to drink this with your main meal with 4 drops of organic limonene. And the limonene is an emulsifier. So you'll mix this thoroughly and see the big drops of D3 become tiny, tiny. And the reason we can't do that beforehand is if we do, the oil will go rancid. So we do this. So now every 3 days, you're going to check your first morning urine, and it should start heading up, back into the green zone. And as long as we don't have to support kidney or parathyroid, then it should move in there beautifully. There's one other possibility. If you had any gum problem or a dental problem, it may bounce in and out or not get all the way up there. And if there is an issue and you're not sure what to do, then of course you call the HealthLine to find out what's going on. The other thing you need to do, because you're 55, is not eat another cooked food meal, especially meat, fish, poultry, eggs, or dairy products, without taking 2 Quantum Digest at the start of the meal and the end of the meal, about 4 betaine hydrochloride. Now you're digesting like you used to in your 20s, and what you should see if you get that pH up is the bones feel fantastic. All the joints, everything feels fantastic. And let me tell you, holding that pH throughout your life, you could have another 40 really good years. You know, Paul, not garbage years where everything's going wrong in your body. These are the 2 things that kill just about all Americans. And if it didn't kill them, they wish it killed them because they feel so bad. You know, and it's such a tragedy. We fully understand what's going on here. Now, is the American diet ideal? Of course not. And we can do much more than this, but the immediate fix for you, these 2 things will fix it immediately. If you want to take it a step further so you could perhaps join the long-lived cultures, then you'll get a copy of the Biofield Diet. Okay, buddy?
Perfect. Yep, I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Take care. Bye now. All right. This is Dr. Bob Marshall, PhD. This is HealthLine Live. And we're answering your nutrition and health-related calls. Let's go to Julie, and she had her last period. It took 35 days. Is that a long time for you, Julie?
That's the first time I've ever had that last that long.
And how old a woman are you, and how much do you weigh?
41 and about 97 pounds.
Okay, well, I'm going to tell you that you're for sure within 10 years of menopause. And so things are going to get funky. My favorite thing to do follows what Dr. John Lee used to recommend. He spent his life studying progesterone and estrogen, and he was a very anti-estrogen fan because even when you hit menopause, at the dregs, you have only a decline of 35 to 50%. But when you're within 10 years of menopause, the progesterone drops to 1/120th. That's less than 1%. And so now your normal defense to conjugate the estrogens at the liver is gone. So if you're doing a lot of exercise, if you don't overeat refined oils, if you have a nice clean gallbladder, you're going to be able to handle it without PMS or without weird perimenopausal symptoms. But the smart thing that I think Dr. Lee has recommended is to get on a progesterone cream. And when you use this, at your stage, you would use it morning and night, a 1/4 teaspoon, and you would do that day in and day out, but not days of menses, okay? And after 2 months, you would cut to AM only.
Okay.
All right, take care.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. Bye now.
Bye-bye.
All right, this is Dr. Bob Marshall, PhD. This is HealthLine Live, and we're answering your nutrition and health-related calls. Today we've been featuring the gallbladder and the issues that are so important to the gallbladder. And, of course, overeating of refined oils and foods that are high in saturated fat, such as animal-based foods, are just a scourge to the gallbladder. And what we see clinically is usually after the body can tolerate this way of eating until about age 40. Then everybody needs some gallbladder support. So if you're over 40, I would definitely go in that direction, and I would also start restricting refined oil in any of your food, not using oil in a salad dressing. switching and getting maybe 3 or 5 capsules of the vegetarian DHA 200, which is 200 milligrams of omega-3 fatty acid from microalgae. So it's the cleanest, least likely to deliver any kind of a toxin. And our latest addition, EPA DHA, which is from a fish oil without any molecular distillation or any weird things remaining. We've been able to clean this oil. And so if you're not a vegan, you might consider this as a good option. A teaspoon a day is what we would recommend. And that's the oil the body desperately needs. Your health and your gallbladder and your liver and your connective tissue are going to really thank you for doing that. And, one of the other problems we've got is an ever-escalation of chemotoxins in the food, which really burden the liver and gallbladder. And there is a way to dramatically reduce the amount of this junk that's being absorbed by the liver and dealt with by the gallbladder, and that is to jump on our Dragon Cleanse LX. This is a very important player. It's in a convenient capsule form, but you empty it in about 6-8 ounces of water. You mix it and drink it while you're eating. And this guy has an extraordinary affinity to bind toxins and carry them through the intestine, out of the body. And it can bind a huge diversity of these chemotoxins called POPs, persistent organic pollutants that are found ever escalating in our food. And it particularly traps the dicarbonyl chemical structures that bind to calcium-dependent ions, and it donates calcium. So it doesn't inhibit your calcium metabolism, and this may have helped for many of the weird things that have been going on with our food, genetically and more. So jump on our Dragon Cleanse LX. Just give a buzz to our order line, 800-370-3447. 800-370-3447. All right. This is Dr. Bob Marshall, PhD. This is HealthLine Live. Let's go right back to the phones. Let's go to Gerald in Detroit. He's going to have some teeth pulled, and he wants to know what would be the supplements needed to prepare for that. Are you there, Gerald?
I wanted to tell you, Dr. Marshall, I want to thank you. I got in touch with Dr. Aguilera.
Yep.
And he referred me to one of his that he taught, for the root canal.
Good.
And I talked to them today, and you saved my life because the guys wanted to pull my tooth out.
Yep.
It would bleed heavily.
Yep.
And I'd be about 4 months, off and on problems.
Mm-hmm. And antibiotics.
And he's going to do everything in one thing, and he told me I wouldn't have any problems.
Well, the laser will make all the difference in the world.
Yeah, and he went to school, and he got the degree in the latest machine.
Oh, good.
So I want to thank you again.
You're welcome.
What I want to do now, what should I be taking now for vitamins when I make an order?
Nucleotides is going to be one of the most important ones. Tell me your age and weight again, Gerald.
I'm an old fart. I'm about 82, and okay. I'm down about 130 now.
Okay. Well, you'll regain some of that muscle mass now. I would take about 3 nucleotides per meal.
Yeah.
That's going to be a huge help. The other thing I would take is some colostrum, because this is a stand-in immune system, probably around 3 caps per meal, and that will be fine. Or you could take 1 teaspoon blended to a smoothie once a day, maybe around 3 p.m. That's a very good tasting thing. You could make a smoothie with some whey peptine, with the colostrum, and maybe a very small amount of lecithin as well, and see if that doesn't give you a good bit of energy. And it should be very helpful for the your immune response during this time and for the recovery after the surgery. But I would say you need pH paper and pH trio, of course, as long as your kidneys are strong, no leg swelling, no cysts, nothing like that. Then I would use pH Paper, pH Trio. If not, you can get our Quantum Greens and use a couple tablespoons of that and get the D3 Gold and limonene. Okay?
Okay, I want to ask you a question on my HCl. I take about 2 digest in the morning, and sometimes I take 4 or 5 HCl. That's okay?
It is. Is this for your breakfast meal or your main lunch meal?
Well, I eat 2 good meals a day.
Okay.
So I do that twice a day.
At your body weight and size, I think that's a good dose. Yes, sir.
So I want to give you a thank you because I told my medical doctor, and he said, you know what you're doing. So I want to thank you.
You're welcome.
You saved my life on that.
I've been around a long time, just like you, buddy. You only got a couple years on me, so...
These guys would have, if they would have pulled the damn tooth, I would have bled. Thank you. I want to thank you again.
No problem. Take care. It's my privilege to help you. Bye now. All right. This is Dr. Bob Marshall, PhD. This is HealthLine Live. Let's go right back to the phones. Let's go to Leon in Albany, New York. And he's got a teen daughter. Bones are growing faster than her muscles, causing some knee problems. All right. Are you there, Leon?
Yeah, Doc.
How old's your daughter?
14.
Okay. All right. Well,
She's about 5'8".
So it's sort of an unusual situation. What I would say is that you may want to check what she is eating to be sure that there's plenty of protein in the diet. But the usual problem when we see the knee problems is something with kidney. So you need to be sure she has enough salt, air-dried sea salt, and you can have her taste test her sweat, her perspiration at the outer part of her arm. It should taste slightly salty. If that's the case, she's in good shape. If not, you need to start loading salt till you saturate it, and that'll make it possible for her to digest food better. It'll make the adrenals have to work easier, and indirectly it will help the kidney. The biggest thing to help the kidney is docosahexaenoic acid, and here getting some DHA 200, and I might give her 5 or 10 capsules at her main meal, which is probably going to be dinner because she's away from home at lunchtime. I would do this for a little while. You may see that almost right away the knees feel better and function better. Also, the salt should help her with hydrochloric acid, so she should be able to get the protein and nutrition she needs to grow more muscle very quickly. Okay?
Okay.
Simple things are usually the answer in almost every case, Leon, not exotic things. Okay?
Okay, great. Thanks.
Take care. Bye now. All right, you guys, we're going to take a quick little break here, and we'll be right back. All right, this is Dr. Bob Marshall, PhD. This is HealthLine Live, and we're answering your nutrition and health-related questions. And today we've been talking about the real importance of the gallbladder, and of course, for those of you where the gallbladder needs support, when you want to take things like vitamin D3 or you want to eat a higher fat meal, it may make you feel very sick. One of the things you can do when you're going to take our vitamin D3 is just put 6 drops of that D3 into an ounce of water and add 4 or 5 drops of limonene and mix thoroughly. And you'll see the big drops of the D3 become tiny, tiny, and now you're able to, it's emulsified, and regardless of what's going on at the gallbladder, you're going to absorb that D3. That's important. And for those of you who lost your gallbladder, and those of you, you know that it's not working well, and you're at a high-fat meal, not a good idea, but it does happen. You want to jump on our lecithin granules. We call them Leci granules, and those can emulsify the fats, so it's very easy for the body to absorb them. And when your gallbladder is gone, it's been removed, and we've supported a healthy structure and function for the bile flow, then that bile flow is usually 10 o'clock in the morning to 2 o'clock in the afternoon, so that's when you need to eat whatever fats you're going to eat, so you get the best absorption. And This is really a great way of dealing with the issues, so don't miss out on that. Give a buzz to our order line, 800-370-3447, 800-370-3447. All right, this is Dr. Bob Marshall, PhD. This is HealthLine Live, and we're going to answer your nutrition and health-related questions. Let's go to Brian in San Francisco here, and he's concerned about his skin. He's got some patches of really irritated areas. Are you there, Brian?
Yes, I am.
How old a man are you, and how much do you weigh?
39, approximately 197.
Well, the most common thing that bugs the skin is what you're eating. And the most common reason, it's very strange, in studying nutrition, you would think if you ate too much oil, you would become a little grease ball on the outside. But it doesn't work that way. Lots of times you congest the liver and the gallbladder, and suddenly the skin is just not getting what it needs, and the junk from the intestine, the GI tract, goes out to the skin. So the first thing you got to look at is you're relatively young. Do you eat close to bedtime?
I do sometimes, yes, but I try to stop eating approximately 6 o'clock at night, 6 or 7 o'clock at night.
And what time do you go to bed?
between 10 and 11.
Well, that would be fine, but if you're eating at 9 or 10 and then going to bed at 10 or 11, you're going to have a problem because you won't be able to digest that food. Okay, so the other thing is, do you do a lot of exercise?
I do.
Okay, so it may be that you're low in salt. So your first job would be to break a sweat and taste the perspiration at the upper outer part of your arm. It should taste slightly salty, and if it does, then you know that it's perfect. If it doesn't, I would get some air-dried sea salt, or better yet, our pink salt, which is air-dried sea salt with volcanic trace elements. And I'd use, at your body weight, at least a teaspoon a day. I'd recheck in 3 or 4 days and see if you finally got a slightly salty taste. If it's super salty, cut back. We need salt so we can make hydrochloric acid. If we don't have hydrochloric acid, our food rots, and that junk is loaded to the intestine, which dumps it to the skin. So it may be something that's simple for you, and so that's where I would go, Brian. Check salt first. Now,
any supplements or anything?
Well, you are.
I don't take multivitamins. I don't take anything. I outside of my skin. I'm healthy, and so that's it.
There are 3 things that are hard to come by. Number 1 is adequate vitamin D3. So getting on something like D3 Gold, take 6 drops of that or so a day. That should give you an ideal D3 level somewhere around 70, 80, 90 nanograms per milliliter. And that is going to reduce the need for minerals by as much as 50%. We know that D3 participates in every single one of the key immune compounds, some 200-something the body makes. So this is really a big, important player. It also promotes the health of all mucous membranes, especially the bowel. So it may help to keep junk going from the bowel out to the skin. Okay, number 1. Number 2, obviously for you, is salt, but for most people, it's digestive enzymes, and you're right on the cusp of the age that needs to start taking digestants for sure. And at your body weight, you need to take a couple of what we call quantum digest. This is pancreatic enzymes, amylase, protease, lipase, but much more so that you can digest anything that you might be dumb enough to eat in the American food line, like our overnight cheese and other things that we make that we really shouldn't be selling. But because we do, and no government agency stops them. Okay, so a couple of those, and maybe 4 betaine hydrochloride at the end of your meal, and then you can turn this little problem, your adversity, to an advantage by taking 2 HCl activator at the end of the meal. This is a live source potassium-rich product that can help to take some of the methyl groups of HCl back to the cell to promote remethylation, which would be one wonderful form of slowing aging or anti-aging. So this is the second thing. You got to get it right. You don't get it right, you're going to not be able to exercise so well in no time. And now, if you're strict plant-based, you eat no animal-based, then you really need to take some vitamin B12. And finally, the other guy that's almost impossible to get from food is adequate DHA, docosahexaenoic acid. And at your body size, about 3 of those at your main meal. And those are the key players that I think you should seriously consider as a supplement for yourself. And the fact that we've got the skin issues, vitamin B6 is another player, and instead you may choose to go to something like Max Stress B, where you'd get all the B vitamins, and maybe just take a teaspoon of that in maybe 6 ounces of water after breakfast, and that might be the best thing for you to do there. And I think that these couple things could convert your adversity to a great advantage for yourself, okay?
Now, for clarification, is that specifically all for skin, and or is that just for my whole body?
Oh, B12 is not for your skin. DHA would indirectly help your skin. The most important thing for the skin is D3 and digestive and salt and digestive enzymes.
So the list you gave me was all-inclusive.
Yes.
It's what I should take for my whole body. Not
correct.
Just okay. and I can get that information by...
Well, you can call the HealthLine at about 10 minutes after the hour, and they'll have the info and can go over it with you again, okay?
And what's the HealthLine number?
800-370-3447, okay?
Thank you, sir.
Very good. Take care. Bye now. All right. This is Dr. Bob Marshall, PhD. This is HealthLine Live. And we're going to go right back to the phones. Let's go to Barbara in Minneapolis. And she's struggling with patches of white skin and all, but in the vaginal area, along with a vaginal itch. Are you there, Barbara?
Yes, I am.
And how old a woman are you, and how much do you weigh?
I'm 85, and I weigh about 168.
Well, I'm going to tell you right now, Barbara, that you're producing 0 in the way of hydrochloric acid. So if you're not taking digestive enzymes, then your food is rotting, and the rotting food is the reason, almost for sure, that you have the vaginal itch. Do you take any digestive enzymes?
No, I don't. As a matter of fact, the 3 doctors that I've been to about this, they say there's nothing I can do for it. Live with it.
That's their opinion, and, it always disturbs me, the lack of humility that America has. The answer I would give you is, if I didn't know, I'd say there's nothing I know of to help you.
No, they give me a steroid cream?
No, ma'am, they're treating the symptom.
Oh.
The problem is you can't digest your food.
Oh.
And you've made it way longer than most people without taking digestive enzymes. Very impressive, actually.
Well, actually, it didn't come on till just,
Yeah, it took you 10, 15 years. At 75, you're at 0 for hydrochloric acid. So you've had at least 10 years of rotting food every single day going through the vaginal area and the urinary tract. So at your body weight and age, you would need a couple of quantum digests, and at the end of the meal, about 4 betaine hydrochloride. And now you're digesting more like you did in your 20s. This alone may stop your vaginal itch. But let's stack the deck in our favor, and let's load some beneficial bacteria as well, some probiotic. And for you, you would want to chew 3 and swallow 3. And usually you need to do this for about 6-8 weeks. And that'll be longer than, the itch probably will be gone a long time, but you should continue so that you re-inoculate this area so you don't have to struggle with a relapse, okay? Now, if you've actually had a discoloration and loss of coloring in that area, have you also experienced that on your hands or forehead or elsewhere?
No, and nowhere else.
Just there?
Just there, and it hasn't been there forever. I mean,
It's very recent.
Yeah, it is, and it's
Right.
really not fun.
I would still, I understand. I would still then go on adaptogen.
Okay.
And you're going to take 3 at breakfast.
Uh-huh.
And that should do the job. That plus the probiotic, plus the digestive enzymes and HCl. Now, is there any major scar in the front of your body, like a C-section or anything like that?
No,
Wonderful. Then you shouldn't have any trouble taking the HCl. If you did get burning, we'd be worried you had a scar or trauma. Sedating stomach, we'd have to show you how to use stomach support to fix that. But since you don't have that, just go to town right here, Barbara, and I think you're going to be amazed at what your body can do to take care of itself. Okay?
That's interesting. Because I have been on the internet and everything trying to figure it out. I'm not getting anywhere with that.
No, you won't, because you won't know what to look for.
No.
That's the problem.
For sure.
Okay? All right.
Well, I shall give it a try.
You're going to be in love. Okay?
Oh, thank you.
See ya. Bye.
Bye.
All right. This is Dr. Bob Marshall, PhD. This is HealthLine Live. Let's go right back to the phones here. Let's go to Sixta in Washington, D.C. And she's had a couple of operations on her foot. And since then, she's gotten some varicose veins. Not uncommon.
Right.
Are you there?
Yes, I
And
am.
how old a woman are you, Sixta?
I'm over 70, and I'm 73.
Well, this could be many, many different things that have caused this at your age.
Well,
so,
it was the operation.
Well,
Because
maybe.
they're not supposed to do it. They did it. They put a metal in my foot
Oh,
without
I
my
see.
knowledge.
I
And then
see.
after 8 months, I take it out.
Okay.
I went for 2 years miserable.
Okay.
And then I went to the vein doctors and almost looked like a clot and also some bends. And sometimes they do hurt a little bit, and I could not stand, up as long as I did before.
Well, I'm sorry you had to go through that.
Right, and the vents, they said, oh, I went to 2 doctors, and they said, oh, leave it alone, it's not yet...
Well, you might be able to help it a little bit by going on something called Invisivane. Invisivane. This is a product that was developed in Spain about 30 years ago, and basically what it does is it contains 2 novel bioflavonoids, diosmin and hesperidin, and it promotes the tone of the artery in the vein, and it might help to minimize or at least support so that it doesn't get worse. And you would take 2 at breakfast for 2 months, and thereafter 1 in the AM. That may help you. I'd certainly try it.
So what about for
go
the digestion?
Oh, digestion, of course.
Yeah.
That, at your age, would be a very big deal. You should be on Quantum Digest. How much do you weigh?
Oh, I weigh 180.
180. So you would need 2 Quantum Digest at the start of a meal. If you forget and take it at the end, it works almost as good. And then at the end of the meal, you'd want about 4 betaine hydrochloride. You're going to take this the rest of your life, or you won't be able to digest food. At 75, studies done about 50 years ago showed that you were at 0 for digestive enzymes and hydrochloric acid. So right now, if you begin, it's going to make a night and day difference between the way you can get nutrition from your food, and it's going to make a night and day difference in life expectancy and quality of life. Okay?
Yeah.
All right? Take care. Bye now. All right. This is Dr. Bob Marshall, PhD. This is HealthLine Live. Let's go right back to the phones. Let's go to Cindy in Denver, Colorado. And she's been struggling with her...
it's Cindy's husband, John.
Okay, John. And
Cindy's a little shy, but thank you very much.
No problem at all. How old a woman is she, and how much does she weigh?
Cindy is about 130 in weight and is 62 years old.
Well, this is a condition that I struggled with myself as a child. And the 2 things you need to understand whenever there's an issue with the lungs, number 1 is that the lung is a dumping ground for the large intestine. So when the food is not well digested, then the body starts dumping this into the lungs, and it just creates all kinds of havoc. So the first and most important thing for her is to make sure she can digest her food. So you'd want to have her on at least one Quantum Digest at the start of a main meal, and at the end of the meal, about 2 betaine hydrochloride. Now she's got enough digestive enzymes to break this food down and hopefully not have any more food dumping into the lungs. That's step 1. Step 2, if this has gone on a long, long time, she needs to get on something called lung support. And at her body weight and age, about 3 per meal. And what she would do here is take that right along with something called garlicidin. This is the active fraction of garlic, allicin, again about 3 per meal. And this is designed to gently break any biofilms that might have formed in the lung from the dumping of the rotting food into the lung. And I think these couple things, she could get a new lease on life, and in particular, if she would alter diet where she restricts refined oil, eliminates all food that has refined oil, and restricts meat, fish, poultry, eggs, and dairy products, especially poultry and eggs. Those are the worst ones. So if she goes on this diet, there's a resource list. Very nice of you to help her with the phone. And so maybe this can be a real great blessing for both of you. You may be really, really glad you made this phone call today. Okay?
Okay, I'll give them a call. Thank you very much, Doctor.
You're welcome. Bye now.
To find out more about our specials or any of our other great products, call 1-800-370-3447 or visit us online at qnlabs.com. That's 1-800-370-3447 or visit qnlabs.com. Dr. Marshall's comments have not been evaluated by the FDA and are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Have a healthy and radiant day.
Thanks for tuning in to the Quantum Legacy series, your journey into the foundations of clean, quantum state nutrition. While these broadcasts were originally aired years ago, the principles shared still guide us at Quantum Nutrition Labs today. Please note, any offers or pricing mentioned may no longer be valid. If you enjoyed this episode, we'd be grateful if you subscribed, left a review, or shared this podcast with someone who values natural health. Your support helps us keep the legacy alive. To learn more about our current products and mission, visit qnlabs.com. Until next time, be well and stay connected to nature.